All right, everyone. This is another episode of We Are All Going to Die with Andy and Merlin. Andy is over here, and Merlin's right here. And this is going to be our pre party for tailgating party for No Kings tomorrow. It is what's the date tonight? It's October 17th. No Kings is tomorrow. We're in Los Angeles, October 18th. Go to nokings.org to find out if there is a No Kings protest in your local neighborhood. They're all over Los Angeles, aren't they, Andy? We're going to go to the one. I convinced my girlfriend Andy and our other buddy Dan to attend the one in Beverly Hills. Andy Keeper, a lot of my friends, or our friends too, you know them as well, told us we were a bunch of pussies if we didn't go for downtown win. What do you think about that?
I
They're
kind
going downtown. They want to go to the hardcore, punk fest.
I that's where I would want to be, but I'm lazy.
You would go.
Oh yeah.
Why?
It's just it's more exciting. The crowd downtown is going to be different. I mean, Beverly Hills, it's like a red pocket in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills.
I know. You know what? It's gonna be a lot of rich, old, hippie white people.
Yeah, and rich people don't tend to how do I put this? Cause as much of a scene. So it's more exciting to be downtown.
Because you didn't go with us to the last one on Trump's birthday parade one.
No.
We went to the one in Culver City. It was packed. I mean, there had to be, again, tens of thousands of people there, 10,000 people. There was not one cop at that one.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of more like, urbanite,
white people.
White. It was a lot of white families, a lot of kids, a lot of older people.
Yeah. You go downtown, you get the diversity, you get the, people on different levels of rage against what's happening.
There was no rage at this one. There was people handing me gluten-free cookies at this one.
I believe it. I believe that.
So I'm looking for the gluten-free cookies. But maybe next time then, if there is a next time, maybe we'll go to you and me. We'll attend the hardcore one of our hardcore friends. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, that's cool to me.
Because other people don't want to go because they're a little too afraid, which I can understand. Because I do not know what's going on tomorrow. Luckily, ours will be from 2 to 4. And by that point, all the stuff on the East Coast will all be over with. It'll be dark on the East Coast. So we'll know if the shit hit the fan in DC and elsewhere, right? In the other blue cities. Because, in DC, he can federalize everything there since it's not a state, correct?
Right, yeah.
And that's what I'm most afraid of is the protest in DC. And then at the same time, when we're over here, all the protests, say like in LA and San Diego and Southern California, JD Vance is going to be on a naval battleship firing missiles for some odd reason tomorrow. So I don't know what's going on there. What do you think?
Where's he firing missiles to?
Off the coast of San Diego? I don't know. Just, out in the desert somewhere. There's like vast wasteland of desert everywhere. So, or he could be shooting them downtown LA.
Yeah.
That's what some people are scared about. Our buddy Dan, who's been on the show, that's what he was afraid of.
Yeah.
Are you?
That he's going to shoot missiles at us?
Yes.
No. JD just wants Trump to die so he can be president.
So he can be the new king?
Yeah, it's amazing. I just today watched the new South Park. So
oh, you watched the one last night.
So many things, that they hit upon are just so
Tell us I watched it as well. So if the viewers, if you haven't seen it and don't want to know any spoilers, then turn it down right now. But if you want to hear what we have to say, Andy, go ahead and tell us some of the bullet points of last night's show.
Well, it's first of all, it's a setup, so it's not a complete story, and it's
Oh,
They
this is part one of a
Yeah,
part
they
two?
labeled it as the first episode of the next season,
Okay.
even though like it ends kind of on a cliffhanger. And basically, do you know that? Have you heard of the 6-7 trend?
I've been hearing a lot about it since then. It was all over the internet. It's just some like trendy gibberish all over online, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so funny though.
What is it? How can you define it?
I had to look it up to understand it, and basically, it's funny because there literally is no real meaning behind it.
Right.
So it's born out of like this rapper song who talks about the 6-7, but he's talking about like a highway or a road in Chicago that he like lives on, kind of like 8 Mile or something.
There's like a 6-7 freeway or something.
Yeah, like or it's 67th Street or something like that. But that's the first instance, and then it
Oh,
evolved.
it's by Skrilla, Doot Doot 6-7 music
Yeah,
video. Okay.
and so then it evolved to something else, and then like one day at a college, no, a high school basketball game, like the camera turned to this kind of like this kid with kind of like a overgrown haircut and a huge smile on his face, and he
Yeah.
just goes 6-7, and it blew up from there.
Okay.
So now it's like the kids, and I watched a couple videos about this. It's like anytime, like if I ask you, oh, what time did you have dinner? And you're like, I don't know, 6 or 7. 6-7, and this is what the kid did. So it's you got to do that while you
Like
do
a
it.
little juggling thing?
Yeah, like 6 or 7. I don't really know,
Bada bing, bada boom, 6-7, right?
but I find it absolutely hilarious. So that
So, like, if I'm using this term, like, when do I throw it in? Are we gonna say it tomorrow at the protest?
maybe we can. If you see 6-7 anywhere, or if anybody says 6 or 7, like
6-7,
cops were down there. I don't know, 6 or 7, 6-7.
6-7, hey.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so what did 6-7 have to do with South Park last night?
It starts out, the entire episode almost is based around the 6-7 trend, where it starts out with Butters saying like telling a 6-7 joke, or like he's like, guess what, I woke up early today, you know
What time?
6 or 7, like, yeah,
6-7.
all the kids laugh about it. And so we go through it, and then it ends up turning out that Cartman loves it so much and he laughs so hard that he starts throwing up, but he can't stop making 6-7 jokes. So he goes to the hospital, and he still is making them. He can't stop throwing up. So then they introduce Peter Thiel in the episode,
Yes, yes.
who is the expert on the Antichrist, and he thinks the
'Cause I
Antichrist,
saw Jesus there attending at the gym.
which is typically the Antichrist is born from Satan. So
Okay.
because Trump fucked Satan and Satan's now pregnant, they believe that the Antichrist is coming. Peter Thiel thinks that Cartman has something to do with it, and
Was
so
the Antichrist? Okay.
because he keeps throwing up. So he goes to visit Cartman, and Cartman can't stop making 6-7 jokes. Every time he says 6-7, he throws up all over Peter Thiel.
Oh my god, like The Exorcist.
Yeah, like The Exorcist.
Because
So
they throw all that homage of Exorcist in there, like when Till comes to the house
yeah,
and
totally.
they start playing the Exorcist music at the beginning.
Right, and he reads from the Bible and everything.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And so it ends on the cliffhanger of like Peter Thiel's like, I can't help this kid unless we get him back to Washington or to my lab or something like that. And then it ends. But I mean,
So Till is like this, like also like this satanic worshiper kind of dude or something?
uh,
Billionaire
he's the billionaire who
in real life. Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, he's brought in to talk about or try and get to the bottom of this trend that's happening.
It's the 6-7 trend, and he thinks it has something to do with the coming of the Antichrist.
Right,
What I
right,
think is coming out of Satan because he's had an affair with Trump throughout the season.
right. They
Okay.
even explain something really funny, which if you don't tune back in yet, but they talk about how to prevent when 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 the devil was banished to hell, in order to stop him from having any offspring, God made his butthole so tiny that no one could ever fit in it, but Trump still can fit in it.
Oh my god. And is
And
that what, like, Till was talking about at the gym when he was speaking, and he was
yeah,
showing all the
yeah,
pictures or whatever?
yeah.
And they're
It's
like,
so good. It's so well written, and that's only part of it. There's a whole nother little storyline with PC Principal and his girlfriend, Strong Woman.
okay.
Um,
And then who is Jesus hanging out with?
oh, Jesus is upset because he doesn't think people who because PC Principal went through this transition where he's now what is it? He's something Christian
Okay.
principle, and so he went through this transition, and Jesus doesn't think he understands what true Christianity is. So he tries to tell him, and then he tries to get Jesus onto his side by telling him, like getting him a girl, and the true, awesome, beautiful Christian women have like changed their whole bodies with lip injections and giant tits and like all this thing. It's just out of control.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is insane.
Yeah, I definitely recommend you like watch it and keep up with.
Oh, like,
It's
all our favorite, like, indie, news channel, YouTubers were all on it last night, just cracking up. Like, they had to hurry up and, like, they were just, like, going on through their computers, recording a video just so they could comment of the show the other night.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, all my favorite, like Tim Miller, everybody, they were all cracking up about it on the Bulwark and stuff. They were they were and I was like, "Oh my god." So I was like, "Oh, gotta watch it tonight." So we went to go, Maria and I went to see Halsey last night at the cemetery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was, I don't I didn't know I can't tell you one song or what to sing, but last night when I was listening to her, I knew, like, half the songs,
Oh really?
and it
Yeah.
was in 3D.
Yeah.
And Maria and I just wanted to go to see a show, at the cemetery, so this kinda she kinda put this one on last minute, and I was able to get a ticket.
Oh nice.
But it was a lot of fun. You gone to cemetery movies with us, and that's the last time I think I've gone to one was you went with us to see My Morning Jacket, remember?
Yeah.
And that was insane, wasn't it?
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't that like that, but there was and it was pretty much 90% women last night at the show.
Yeah.
Remember, like, when we saw Lana Del Rey?
Oh yeah. I never forget that.
Woo! With a lot of young ladies wearing, like, white, like, satin or linen, uh, nightgowns, remember? And
Yeah.
daisies in their hair, daisy crowns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was, and then halfway through, I was like, we're not gonna talk why, but I was like, "Andy, we gotta get out of here, like, start packing your stuff." I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
Well, because while that was 95% women, it was like probably 80% underage women.
Young ladies, yeah, I just felt, like, creepy there. I felt like Epstein Island over there. It
We
felt
need to
weird, but
explain
not
why.
in a good way.
I think
Huh?
we need to explain why we went. It's just
Yeah,
because
because
you
we sold the tickets, yes.
sell a ticket. So
We had to be present, and the 3, people we could bring 3 other people in, and then we bought the tickets, this is, like, over 10 years ago for, like, $50, and we sold them for, like, 500 each.
yeah, but in turn had to go.
Yeah, and then I was like, I was trying to be wingman for Andy, and then one of the girls I was trying to get, Andy to talk to, then found out she was, like, underage, and I was like, "No, this is not right. We gotta go."
We
Like
need to get out of here.
like,
We're not.
what am I doing? Like, they're like, "You wanna smoke a J with us?" I was like, "No, thank you. Gotta go.
Go home.
Oh, I can't look. I'm out of here." So, I mean, it was still fun, but I wasn't even really into the music either. I just had a fun time drinking and laughing with Andy. But last night's show was more definitely adult. We stayed till the end. Andy, we got back by 10:15. It was
Oh yeah.
over at 10, yeah, so that was great. And, so then I came home, I watched, I saw all through my algorithms that everybody had been watching, South Park, and I was like, "Oh, I better watch it before I get too tired."
Yeah.
And I watched it right away. I ate the rest of the sushi that we had for our picnic, and then I was like, "Oh my god, this is insane, dude." And then we've got the protest tomorrow from 2 to 4 in Beverly Hills, like we said. And then, Andy, I hadn't been on Facebook, like, in a while,
Uh-oh.
and being a middle-aged white guy from the South, I felt like it's time for me to talk about post-politics. And I opened up a Pandora's box, as you would say, right? Can of worms, as you other people would say, and I thought a lot of my friends in Southern Cal would have my back. It's been crickets. Instead, I get all the right wingers back from the East Coast
Well, I think to be
attacking.
honest with you, for looking for defense on Facebook, you're probably not going to find. I don't know anyone that like goes on Facebook anymore. I'm
Well, apparently not, but I see a lot of my friends posting. So I saw like all my friends were posting stuff about politics and everything. So I thought like, oh, I'll post this, and all my friends, they are my friends, and these people are all really good to me. But when it comes to the politics, I guess we're not in that friend zone of politics or that same ideology. And I was really surprised with what people replied to me about, and I was wait. There was a couple of people who stood up for me. I don't know where you were, Andy, but now I can see why no one uses Facebook anymore.
I, you know,
That's okay.
the trend I find with Facebook is anytime I go on there, I
Yeah.
see like multiple things right in a row that I immediately question, is this even possibly true? And then
Yeah, I do that all the time.
look it up and it's like, no,
Yeah,
it's
and
exaggeration.
believe it or not, I do run it through, like, it's so much now easier to run it through, like, AI and either, like, do a screenshot or copy and paste the entire, verbiage and then put it in AI and say, "Is this true? What is this about?" Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I've done that on some things.
Oh, many times, right?
Or I don't think I've copied and pasted the whole thing, but mainly any questions that it triggers for me. Like,
Right.
did this part really happen? Or why
Yeah,
is this like this type of thing?
right,
I
and,
will check it using AI or other search engines.
you can even do a screenshot, and it'll read everything in the screenshot.
Really?
Same amount of time. Yeah, you don't even have to, like, copy it. Like, if you can't copy it or something, if you have to, if it's only a like, if it is a screenshot or an image, like you see in Instagram, like a post or story,
Yeah.
like, I see so many things, even things that are on the same ideology plane as me. Like, you and I are pretty progressive, uh, but I still want to fact check, right? Don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like,
So,
um,
I don't wanna be shouting this out like many people do on social media before I start, and I wanna get the real information first before I start, getting mad about it or defending it or blasting it out there, right?
yeah, like I saw this crazy video of Trump the last time he met with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
He like shakes his hand and then he gets down on his knees and he starts undoing Netanyahu's belt. I sent it to you on Instagram.
Yes. I think that right after that, you sent me the one where, Patrick Mahomes was making out with the referee after he scored a touchdown.
Well, I don't know if that's AI. That might be true.
I was like, "What the hell?" And that's scary. It's scary, it looks so real.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's getting out of control, this AI.
So I wanna make sure everything's real and, before I shout things out, and then I just was like, "Oh, let me put some political stuff up here." Like, I wanna, like, I'm getting over all this stuff, and I'm tired of being quiet, and I wanna speak up, because I feel like, I wanna engage people, even people who are totally on the opposite spectrum of me and us, that I wanna engage them, and I know there's a lot of people, a lot of my friends and family who are on the other side. of us who are
Yeah.
like who love Trump and everything. And the thing is, I want to engage them. I don't want to get mad at them, call them an idiot or things like that. That's not, you know what I mean? I don't want to be condescending. Uh,
Right.
I want to have them listen to me, but I want to listen to them too and see like why are they this way? Why do they think this way? Right?
Yeah.
Because I do care. Do you ever feel that way yourself?
Yeah, but I don't typically do it because I have a short kind of like fuse. Not that I get
Yeah.
like violent or anything, but like I get so annoyed with things that are like stupid.
Right.
I hear like the dumbest arguments, and I just like I'm like, do you actually believe that?
And
It, I,
that's how I was, but I just wanted to test the waters, on this sociology experiment, right?
yeah, for sure.
Um, and boy, yeah, like, whew, and the thing is, like, I'm gonna post some of the posts that I uh, posted from the other night, and like I said, it opened a lot of can of worms, Pandora's box. But this will be kind of a good therapy experiment for me
What
as well.
you decided to post something, and then you got crazy comments?
Yeah, I mean, it's just from a couple of people. One, but and the thing is, I redacted all their names. I want to make sure they're. I don't want to tell who these people are because, I want to, let people know these people have always been good. They've been like brothers to me growing up. They were always good to me. So I don't want, to put them down or call them an idiot or anything. I mean, you can because you don't know them.
Yeah,
Anybody else can too. But these people have always been they've been there for me, like when like my grandparents died and things like that. They were for me, right?
yeah,
They've always been there for me. And we did sports together, we were always close. All these people are really good to me. So I got to make sure that I set that tone and still be more, even though passionately I'm frustrated, right? I want to just expel all my emotions out to them. And I don't sometimes you get so tightened up and twisted that you don't know what's going to come out first or what you want to say first, because you're
yeah,
so angry. You're still angry at your friend or family, but you don't, and then you're trying to like control it at the same time, right? It's like controlling the Hulk, right?
yeah,
Like the Hulk's coming out of you, but you're like trying to keep it back in. You want to stay, Bruce Banner, right?
yeah. Level-headed.
Yeah, and because these and still these are people who do also look up to me as well, right?
Yeah,
They don't think I'm an idiot, but they are probably passionate for their feelings about being a right winger, being a MAGA, or being Donald Trump. Um, and I'm sure they probably feel the same thing about us. They think we're the probably the crazy ones. They want to control their emotions as well.
yeah,
Because they want to have respect for me as well, right? Um, so uh, I think we'll show the post here. Like I said, I redacted all the names, even my names. I want people to know, and I want to keep these people's anonymity because I do care about them. And if they watch these videos, you know, uh, I do care about you guys. I don't agree with you. We can agree to disagree, and I hope I like the fact that we can engage in, political talk, and even if it's opposite end, but we can listen, we can talk and listen to one another, right, in a very civil way.
right, yeah,
That's what we need to practice a lot of instead of like trying to fight or calling the other, getting so passionate. You call the person idiot or whatever because if you think about it, that's what they want us to do, right?
right,
They
right.
want us to be divided like that, and I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
gonna give into that. So this will be like good therapy session, and Andy, you're my therapist for tonight then, okay?
Oh, okay.
So, have you ever, been to therapy?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
so you know it pretty well.
Uh, yeah.
Okay, so let's show it here. Let's see if I can get this started here. So here it is. I'm gonna need my glasses, my crooked glasses. So sorry about this, guys. So this is what I started. I'd had this post. This is on Facebook just a few days ago. It said, "For my MAGA people, which fascist and authoritarian country do you most admire and hope the U.S. can be like, past or present? North Korea, Russia, Hungary, War II Germany, or Italy?" Listen, I don't care how deep into the MAGA rabbit hole you are. If you read Trump's post calling for Portland war ravaged and that he's sending in troops who are authorized to use full force against your fellow Americans, and you don't immediately say that it's effing crazy and rethink your support of him, you're effing lost as a human being. We are officially there, folks. Here's the list of current authoritarian countries you might be interested in. Which ones are your favorite? China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Belarus, Syria, Myanmar, uh, Turkmenistan. Did I say that right? Turkmenistan?
Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, right?
Yeah.
Venezuela, even this, and then, gosh, I didn't even know where this country is. Eritrea?
Eritrea. It's in
Yeah.
Africa.
Okay, so there's a couple of them. So I just did that I just wanted to start a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if we're going down that authoritarian hole, then what's the reaction? So let me uh, go for it again then. Uh, okay, they'll go here. So what do you think about that? While I go and pull the other one out, okay?
Okay.
Just tell me what you thought about that post.
Well, it's a good question. We're definitely heading that way. It's easy to see. Um, it kind of pokes fun at people who support this, and then
Okay.
obviously, you're going to get a response because they can't help it. I mean,
Because Yeah, because you can see what my point was. I just want to know, like, are they aware that we're going down this authoritarian rabbit hole, right? I mean,
yeah,
we're not there yet. And like we're going to a march that's called No Kings, even though say it's an anti-American rally.
yeah, it's amazing that they've been using that talking point lately.
And yet, do you notice like the MAGA will not even say what it really is? No kings. Well,
Yeah,
why? They keep saying it's the the Hate America protest
right.
over and over again.
Because that's because like this been this divide on what to believe, whether like criticizing your country is good for your country or if it's anti-American. Like there's
Right.
this group of people that are like support America, love it or leave it, it can do no wrong. Basically just shut up and get in line. And there's other people who say, like myself, that I want America to be the greatest country. So I'm going to call out America when it's doing something wrong
Right,
or when
right.
it needs to fix something.
Mhm.
And it's just like really a divide between conservative and like more progressive uh, ideas.
Yeah, so let's see the first reply from one of my friends. So here it is. They go, it's important to clarify that supporting President Trump and his policies doesn't equate to admiration for authoritarian regimes. The MAGA movement is rooted in the belief in American exceptionalism, freedom, and the Constitution. When critics try to equate Trump's stance on law and order with authoritarianism, they overlook the core values that defined our nation. The president's focus on restoring order in cities like Portland comes from a desire to protect American citizens and uphold their rights. It's about ensuring safety and security, not suppressing dissent. Labeling Trump's actions as crazy, quote, or authoritarian ignores the context of rising violence and chaos in certain areas. Americans deserve to feel safe in their communities, and the federal government has a responsibility to step in when local leaders fail to maintain order, which includes most blue states and blue cities. Because of Democratic policies, the soft stance on crime and no borders. The Republican Party has to fix the mess that has been created by the left-leaning policies. We should be focusing on how to strengthen our own democracy and uphold the values that make America great. Supporting Trump means advocating for policies that prioritize American interest, promote law and order, and defend our freedoms against those who wish to disrupt them. Let's not lose sight of that.
Wow.
So this is the first thing, like, because you know what I do for a living too, and I work in a lot of this political stuff as well, and I like to do fact checking. So you know what I did? I copied and pasted this and ran it through AI. You know what the AI told me?
What's that?
This is an AI copy and paste response.
It definitely.
And listen, I love my friend dearly. Like I said, he's great to me. And listen, I don't care how smart you are. This is a very like textbook written. This is very like. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot see and he responded to this so fast with this. So did he copy and paste this from some like far right website or an AI? Like I don't like this is not his writing. First of
Yeah,
all,
I've noticed that. It's one thing that like Fox News uses such easily digestible like talking points for,
right?
is because people who don't want to take time to think can easily just regurgitate them, when needed. If something triggers that, oh yeah, I remember exactly what Fox News said about immigration right now, or something like that.
Right.
Funny thing about this particular post
Okay.
is it really makes sense, except for the fact that it's all based on a lie.
And that lie being what?
If there was real violence in these cities and out of control, um, like chaos in these cities, as it states, the actions wouldn't be that bad. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't see Trump as that authoritarian if if there was actually huge, like crazy violence in these cities. But there's
Yeah, we don't see anything like we did for like not even near George Floyd, BLM. It wasn't even that bad.
right.
The last time they need something like that where they had to go in was I guess the Rodney King riots.
Yeah. Or the one where what's his name in Wisconsin, where he went in to protect the land, but ended
Oh,
up
and like Ferguson. No, that was
no,
Missouri. That
that
was
was
St.
Missouri.
Louis, right?
I want to say it starts with a W, but I can't remember. Remember the
Yeah,
kid?
yeah.
The kid though,
Yeah,
he
I know
was
what you're talking about. Yes, yeah. Oh, or the kid who went and shot the people.
right. Yeah,
Young kid.
that kind of violence, and he was a right winger too. That kind of violence,
Yeah, right winger, right?
in
Everybody thinks
my
it's us
opinion,
doing this.
yeah. The other thing I can't stand about this post is if the MAGA movement is really rooted in the belief in American exceptionalism,
Mhm.
then it shows just how dumb they are. Because American exceptionalism leaves out totally the exceptionalism part.
Right.
The only thing we're really exceptional in is incarcerating people, you know,
Uh-huh.
our uh, our our education system, we're not exceptional in. Our healthcare, we're not exceptionalism compared to the rest of the world. Like there's all these problems. So it makes me think that they're one of those people who are just straight up like, America, you either love it or get fucking lost.
Right.
Don't ever criticize this dear leader. You know, that's the type of people they are.
I know, and then on top of that, Trump's bragging how successful ICE and DHS is and getting all these people detained, right? Like they're
Yeah.
finding millions of immigrants, and everything's going great. It's smoothly. So the thing is, the judges were like, "Well, why do you need then reinforcement? Why do you need to federalize the National Guard and military and bring them in if everything's going great?"
Yeah. And then they just use cognitive dissonance to
Uh,
somehow
it
get
can't be
them.
both. You can't be having a successful mission and then also complain about it and say you need even more help.
Well, to like people with common sense, you're absolutely right. But to MAGA, no, you can have both somehow. I don't know how. They can't explain it, nor can I.
And then also on top of that, the people they keep telling me they see Portland, burning down, but like they're showing videos on Fox News of Portland from 2020 during
Right.
all like the BLM riots and Occupy Democrats or whatever it was, the Occupy Portland, remember all that stuff?
Yeah.
Um, and they're also showing riots from South America because they showed like the fires, and all of a sudden you see these police, they have like shields that say Policia.
Yeah.
And Fox never corrected it. They're like, oh, this is what's, and instead, I think they said something like, they kind of paraphrased it. So they're kind of like telling the truth, but they know their viewers aren't hearing that.
Yeah, because it's
So
not.
you're watching all these riots somewhere else at another time in another country, but they're going, this is this is something that could be happening in Portland. That's what you hear the announcer saying
Yeah.
over the voiceover.
Yeah.
This could be happening.
Yeah, they did that with a scene of migration. I remember migration into Europe. The right wing you that were anti immigrants. When when they were having that flood of people from like Syria and stuff
Yeah.
because of war. Obviously, in a war ravaged country, people are going to try and flee. There's going to be mass migration, and they showed a scene of people like climbing over a fence to get into Europe, and it was like from something completely different. It was like from Sudan, like back in 10 years ago.
Yeah, and people don't even know that's what they were. Stephen Miller was showing Trump those same videos
Yeah.
and telling him that's going on right now.
Oh
I am willing to bet money that is what is happening. And Trump, he knows Trump is getting senile and not thinking, and he's like, "That's what's really going on." I was like, "Yeah, you need to do something. You need to
yeah.
militarize the National Guard, federalize the military, get them all into Portland and raid that place now. They need to be liberated right now." And Trump's like, "Oh, I guess we'll have to do it."
I wonder if there's any kind of legal recourse.
There will be late sometime down the road. I don't know when it's going to be, but let's find out. So here is another response. Does censoring free speech like the Democrats did with Facebook, Twitter, and most media outlets count?
I
Zuckerberg admitted it, and Elon bought Twitter because of it. How about making concerned parents at school boards labeled as domestic terrorists? How about men and women's sports? Men in women's locker rooms, the soft on crime policies that are getting innocent people in this country raped and murdered. This is on the news daily, I can imagine from what they are. What about not being allowed to have any type of conservative organizations on college campuses? But Democrats are the party of tolerance and equality, right? What about being called Nazis, fascists, because we still believe the same way you and I were brought up? You are the ones who changed. Vote for a socialist like Madani and let me know how that works out for you. All the countries you named are either communist or socialist, but your party supports that. By the way, this isn't AI. I was taught how to be a free thinker, y'all.
Wow. Where to begin? I love the censoring of free speech by Democrats on Facebook and Twitter because I've never seen anything but dopey right wing opinions on those things. Like I don't know
This
how
sounds like it
there's.
came directly from the vomit of Satan and Trump.
I understand like with like Twitter banning Trump, for example, but those were like that. Those weren't free speech issues. Those were like actual like violence, like perpetrating violence towards them. The things that Trump was saying was like shouting fire in a crowded theater, which is free speech, but you're not allowed to do. You know?
Right. And also, believe it or not, these platforms are private owned corporations.
Yeah, so they can literally do whatever they want.
Yeah, if they don't, they can remove someone for not liking them.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Yeah, you could. It could be like, yeah, you could be Elon, and it's one of your baby's mamas, and she pissed you off, and you remove her off X, right?
Labeling concerned parents at school boards as domestic terrorists. I don't even know that that's ever happened.
Yeah, what in the hell is this? Yeah,
Men and women's sports. We've discussed this
yeah.
before.
What did Zuckerberg admit to Elon, and he bought Twitter because of it?
Oh, he's saying that the censoring of non-democratic speech on the platforms. That Zuckerberg admitted to that.
Okay.
Elon bought Twitter to stop that from happening.
Okay. And did it help?
Well, it created a platform for conservative racist views. I mean, have you been on Twitter lately? There's nothing but bullshit on there. There's nothing but like violent fascism and
Yeah, it's like a cross. It's a cross between Truth Social, Signal, and OnlyFans. Do you agree?
yeah. And what's the KKK message board called? I throw that in there too.
It's like, do you want to talk racism or talk titties? It's like, what? I was like, oh my God, I was on there just arguing Twitter. I was like, I got 20 new followers. And it's like, oh, go to my OnlyFans link. And I'm like, what? Like, wait a minute, the wrong followers.
Yeah. And then he says that there's what about not being allowed to have any type of conservative organizations on a college campus?
There's a million conservative
Yeah.
organizations on campus. They're all on there.
What did Charlie Kirk do? His entire organization was conservative and was based on college campuses.
Yeah, and he was allowed to go any campus he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people who even disagreed. I mean, even though he was a schmuck, he let people on the opposite. He did let people on the opposite end, talk to him, but he wanted to, berate them, make them look like idiots. But he did let them talk, right?
Yeah. My new favorite part, now that we've gotten down to it, is what about being called Nazis, fascists, because we still believe the same way you and I were brought up?
Huh?
He's saying I can see this totally because like things about me have changed dramatically since I was say in middle school and high school. The things I said, the groups that I put down back then to like fit in with the popular kids.
Right. Yeah. Same here.
It's been 40 years. We grew up. You didn't. That's the problem. We grew up and realized, saying that type of thing isn't really that funny or cool. It's kind of being a dick. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Even though I went to art school, even in the South, but I came out here and I hung out with a very eclectic group of people, a very motley crew. I mean, you've met most of them, and they're all different races, different parts of the world, different religions, different sexual orientation, different everything.
Yeah.
Like, you're forced into it, sink or swim. And I told people, like, why do you think metropolitan cities, even in red states, are all blue? Because you live on top of other type of people.
Yeah.
You're forced to meet other people who aren't like you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can either go that same ideology you may have lived in the East Coast that you were raised, and then you finally go, wait a minute, that doesn't that doesn't roll here.
Yeah, one time I was hanging out with a high school buddy, but it was towards the end of college. Like I went to visit him at his school, and I'll never forget. We talked about Obama was president, and somehow we mentioned something, and he turns to me and he goes, "You actually voted for that N-word?" And I was like,
I've had that too.
"Are you serious?" Like, I was like, I thought back in the day we were just making jokes. If we made something racist, like you're telling me you were being serious now.
Right.
You
And
know,
even growing up, I mean, I grew up in a total rich white neighborhood. Of course, it's gated, and most of the people that I went to high school with was mostly white. There wasn't any. I think there was one Latina girl in our class.
yeah,
No Asians at all, and probably about 20 black people in our entire class
yeah. We weren't even
out
that.
of like 400 people.
We weren't even that diverse.
But I think because of me, and it was weird because I found out all my closest childhood friends that I was the bestest friends with, from like I was a little boy to junior high to high school to college, all either were or became um, progressive, even in the South. How did that come to be?
Yeah,
How did we know each other? How did we find each other? I find it kind of odd, you know what I mean? And I think even though we're all a bunch of like white guys and stuff, we all had very progressive mindset growing up. And how did I get that versus other people?
education also plays in a role in it too. So how, like, depending on how much education they got, also helps you recognize things that you wouldn't ultimately think, and it
Yeah.
allows you to grow and change as well.
And we always are, because I want to also tell you a story. Like, even when you when you come to art school and you hang out with those same type of friends, you progressive friends growing up as a child in your growing years, but then you come to LA and you discover even more. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh, More people like back home. I had more friends at the time who were still in the closet, right?
Right,
They
right.
weren't as out. But then you come to LA and people just throw out the pink rug. They're
Go
like,
down to
"Yay,
Lehigh.
welcome to my party." And then I had this group of like, then I, started going to raves and stuff. And then I had a black friend. I mean, he's still my friend. I have a lot of black friends, but he was one of our buddy Rich's friends. Remember Darwin? Darwin. Hey, Jimmy Darwin.
Yeah,
Here's a guy who's like 20 years older than me, but we cool. And and I thought, he's still alive after he's dead. I think the world of him. We'd had the best times together, right?
right.
But I'm still like in that mentality from the South, and I hear this when I go to other parts of the country. And I'm like, but he knows I'm being nice, but I'm like, this is me and my boy Darwin, I'm so, because we're having a good time, right? Because I'm hanging out with my dude, right? But I'm saying boy, not
Yeah,
thinking. And he's and he's definitely older, so he's been through the hard, during the civil rights in the '60s and stuff where we didn't experience.
yeah.
Um, and he's like, "Hey, Merlin, I want to talk to you." And I'm like, "What?" Because I think he's the coolest dude. And I thought he thought I was the coolest dude. He's like, "Yeah, I know you're the nicest person in the world, Merlin, but look at the color of my skin, and the things I've been through. We've shared a lot, and I went through a lot of hell to get to this point. You know, and I know you mean well, and I know you don't mean it, but you got to quit using the boy."
Yeah.
And I could have been super defensive about it, like, "Well, fuck you," or whatever. But you know what? It's like I had a moment there. It was a magical golden moment I'll never forget, right? I'm always gonna remember this, and I'm glad he told me, because it made me more, like, self-aware.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't mean to condescend him, and he knows that too, but it's it's a ghost from the past that he wanted to push to the side, right? Because
Right.
it brings back bad memories for him, something I never had to experience.
Yeah.
So to
I had
me, it was a positive thing, but to him, it brought back skeletons from the closet, and that. So because of that, he's my friend. I respected it. I'm like, dude, I'm glad you told me. He's like, you're not mad. Like, no, why, man? Like, I don't want you to be mad at me. So we hugged it out, and we've that was 27 years ago,
yeah.
and I'm glad he told me, because I've come to a point where I don't even want to call any adult a boy.
Yeah, for
Kid,
sure.
even for the kid who's like a young teenager or not even teenager, just a young man. I'm just because I don't want to call anybody boy. I don't even like to call women girls,
Yeah.
because I learned that. And then I'm like, okay, I care about people. I'm empathetic towards people. I care about their feelings, right?
Yeah, it's that's an awesome story, and it's interesting how sometimes even like people who are progressive and have a certain amount of empathy still can't automatically recognize or put themselves in someone else's shoes, because sometimes you just can't wrap your head around other people's experiences, especially when one's black and one's white, one's gay and one's straight. You
Right,
can't.
right.
It's really difficult because you have no idea what it's like to be in the other person's shoes. But
Yeah, and back in those days, in the '90s, we probably used the F word, the faggot word a lot
oh
too.
yeah, I totally did as a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they because it was the TV shows, movies, and so you're just thinking about it, and then you come here, and again, you find out because we have so many different friends in the community, and I'm not homophobic, but I was saying oh, look at that, that's gay, or that's,
yeah, yeah.
faggy or whatever, and then you hurt someone's feelings, and you know me, I care about people, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'll never wanna do that ever, ever, ever again."
Yeah, what's interesting with that is that I was just like that growing up. And my first semester of college, I got invited to move into an apartment with one of my friends who I went to prom with, her older brother,
Mhm.
who was gay.
Right.
And before even moving in, I said, "Oh my God, I need to stop any kind of jokes like that." Because I was always the type of person that would like make jokes, but when it came to like real life issues like gay marriage and equality and things like that, I totally supported it. I
Yeah.
just made jokes. And I recognized, like, oh shit, that's not a cool thing to do. Just even before moving in with him, just knowing that I did not want to say something that would be offensive. I didn't want him to think that I was like that. So yeah, I curtailed that behavior pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just felt bad, but the same thing, and from then on, I've been friends, and close, super close. I've had coworkers that are all in the LGBTQ community. I'm in every single letter. I'm friends with people of transgender. I've seen people transition.
Yeah,
I've seen friends. Like I knew them when they were a guy, now they're a woman, and I had to make that transition too with them and call them by their new female name, right?
yeah,
And that was tough because sometimes, especially when you knew someone for 10 years and now you see them in social events and now you still call them by their old name, male name.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh my god, did I just say that?" And you feel really bad. And you're just like, "God, oh god, I hope they're not mad."
The good thing about these types of I don't know what to call them, maybe like minority groups,
Yeah,
who have been
just marginalized groups.
marginalized groups. That's how you do it. Is most of them are really understanding people. And if
Yes.
you try and be progressive, you try not to say offensive things. If something slips up, they'll forgive you very easily.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
that's what they've all told me, because, especially in the day when I did let slip up, they could see that I'm a little frustrated about myself or mad about myself. They're like,
yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
yeah, they're
You're a
very
different guy. I
forgiving
knew you did it by mistake."
mistakes like that for sure.
I was like, "Yeah, because you gotta get used to it." But, it's and then you understand, like, these people, they laugh, they cry, they make you laugh, uh,
Yeah,
they'll do anything for you as well, and so, um,
that's the thing about conservatives, though, is they don't want to get used to it. They
I
don't have to change. They
you're
think
not
their
they
way.
don't wanna be around these people, they don't know what they're like. Because
Yeah,
if you've been around these people that are mentioned in here, you would know how they felt.
yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
these people don't choose, just this, "I'm gonna do this one day and just piss all the conservatives off." It's hard for them. They've gone through a lot of therapy to get to where they are, you know?
Yeah,
They've already gone through. They've already been raked through the coals. A lot of people have lost their friends and families because they did not agree to what they were doing to themselves. So it's a very hard decision for everyone. So the least we can do as a society is to just make them smile, because I remember there was also another transgender person at, I think they were like temping or doing I forgot. Maybe I was temping, I was working some, and it was their first day, and I noticed like no one really talked. This is like 25 years ago here in Los Angeles, that no one talked to them, right?
yeah,
To that person. It was also a male to a female. And when I knew, um, but the thing was, I'd go and just act like, "Hey, you wanna go out for lunch? You wanna do this?" I just wanna make them feel like they're wanted,
yeah,
right? Like, just, and then after you do that, it was kinda like the icebreaker, even though they're the new people and nobody likes to, get to know a temp, right? Because 'Cause they're
right,
gonna be out 2 days. But I wanted to make you should always make people feel like they're wanted. Doesn't matter who, and it doesn't matter how many days are at this office. But they were there for, like, a few months. These people ended up working there. And
yeah,
so I started talking to them, and more people, talked to them, and eventually, they got acclimated. Everybody acclimated to that person as well.
yeah.
And then at one of the company parties, this person came up to me, you're like, "Merlin, like, for, like, entire day, no one talked to me, and I felt so out of place, and I thought everybody hated me, and you were the first person that came up and made me feel like a, human being, and I just wanna thank you for it." And
Uh,
that really got to me too, you know what I mean? Like, that just, like, thank you, like, just thank you for being yourself, not
yeah,
didn't make me feel awkward or you had to go do it, like, you just were natural and felt like I was just another person. I'm like, "Well, you are."
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, okay, Andy Stone. Let's find the next one, okay? Let's move on. Hey, give me 1 second. Yeah,
remember,
that's cool. But it
remember
should make me feel
we
good.
said let's make this a short show.
I know, right? Okay, let's see here. 3, 4. So I replied, "Oh my goodness." Uh, uh, "You are being misinformed. Hopefully," this is from me, guys. I told this person, "You are being misinformed. Hopefully, you will be invited to the $200 million dollar golden ballroom. The media tech bros are all oligarchs. They were never on democracy side. They bent the knee to the Orange King. They make you live in fear and spoon feed you propaganda. Do you also believe they eat dogs and cats? He stopped 8 wars. Prescription medicine is going down 650%. Invading blue cities is necessary. He has made $20 trillion now for the US, yet there is a shutdown. Farmers are suffering, yet he sends 40 billion to save his buddy in Argentina, who has bankrupted that country and now taking soybean business away from us, the US, to China with China. He's a fraud. He has no plans to help us, only himself. What has he done this year that has helped you and your family? How is your life better? We don't want him here in California, and there never was a water faucet. That was all BS too regarding the fires.
He does have a new red watch he's selling, though. That's pretty nice.
Oh, the Trump watch. Yes, I know, right?
I heard they don't even work.
No. Oh, this one couple, they paid 600. Oh, let me go back to this, I guess. They paid $600 for the Trump watch, and the T was missing, so it said rump. Did you see that? Okay, let's
It
move it
reminds me
along.
of my dad sent me a picture of him wearing his red MAGA hat when he first got it.
Yeah?
I said, "Let me guess, made in China." Trump's all about America
Yeah.
first and bringing the jobs back to America, but when it comes to his products, he's going to make them cheaply in China. That way, he can make more money.
Okay. So they responded, this person responded, "No MAGA spin. These are the facts. Trump was never found guilty." And I always thought it interesting in that his accuser waited 30 years to come forward. Don't you find that strange? Do you remember the name Tara Reid? Google that. She accused Biden in 2020 of sexual misconduct. Does that make him guilty? Also, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Walter Cronkite, and Richard Branson were passengers on Epstein's plane, according to the flight log. He was friends with those guys. So does that make them guilty of sexual misconduct? Obviously, we disagree about this, but you have yet to clearly answer any of my questions because I haven't had time. He's been posting these like crazy. You continue to keep asking me without providing any evidence of your accusations. We deal with issues by ballot, not bullets. We pray instead of riot. We stand for more equality than the intolerant left ever has. Whoa, I didn't know this got so hostile here. I didn't even like read it. First of all, if these people, and it wasn't Trump who wasn't found, he was found guilty of 34 counts by a civil jury, correct?
Right.
So he was found guilty by a jury.
And it's not accused. This is it's not
That
it's
was
not,
a civil case, and then the other, the fraud case.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
but it's not interesting at all compared to, like, on what he first said.
Yeah.
He said, I thought it was interesting his accuser waited 30 years to come forward. It's not really interesting if you've ever been like raped or molested, like how difficult it is to like come forward, and like the idea that they're that it's made up because they took so long to come to terms with it is absolutely insanity.
Yeah, and then a lot of these people have come forward and they explain why it's come because they actually like feared their lives or their future or their families or their reputation or anything because
It's,
like we said, there was a lot of very rich and powerful people involved in this, and these victims were threatened. Like, if you come forward or else, right?
yeah, a lot of them threatened by crazy MAGA supporters, just
Yeah.
like this, who don't believe in reality and have their live in their own little world.
Yeah, so I don't even know why he's even saying this, and I don't know if Tara Reid and Biden did, who freaking cares? Like, I don't know. Then I'll figure like, what the hell did Biden do? Like, I can't see him doing anything. What, he snip her hair or something?
We all know Biden was a little creepy, you know.
He likes to smell hair, but God, look at
Yeah,
Trump, man, like left, right. But and then if he didn't do anything, and these people like you right on here, you've listed done something, then why doesn't Trump just then release the Epstein files? It's that simple, isn't it? It's that easy.
exactly. Or
Wouldn't you think this guy would take the first chance he could to accuse his opponents of something like the Epstein?
oh,
Calendar?
absolutely.
Yeah, look, he's already trying to take these people to court for the most frivolous crap ever.
Another difference between Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Walter Cronkite, and Richard Branson and Donald Trump is that they were passengers on his plane a few times. They
Right.
were his best friend for 15 or 20 years.
Yes. Do you see Clinton or Gates or Cronkite or Branson dancing with Epstein?
Yeah, calling girls hot. Or what's the story about them? Trump threw a party that was filled with
Just,
all like young model wannabe women.
yeah,
And
because remember what did Trump run in those days? He ran like all those beauty pageants and model agencies and everything.
yeah,
And I think some of Epstein's did too, and some of his people did as well. So they had all these like women in bikinis and young ladies in bikinis.
but the only guys there were him and Epstein.
Oh, that one party. Yeah. That is true.
That's fucked up.
But Trump's innocent in this from his
Oh,
perspective.
yeah, of course. Trump would do no wrong.
Yeah, he's a saint. He's a Christian. I mean, Scott, I mean, whoops, I should have said it. I said, hey,
Good thing we can edit it, right?
all right. Um, this is just crap. I don't know what you're reading or watching. Like, this is just ridiculous. There's something going on right now. Watch any other news besides Fox. Even Fox, I think, is starting to go there now too. But why is there one of the primary reasons not a shutdown? Why aren't they letting that woman who just won her Congress seat in Arizona? Why is he not let her in, right?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious at this point that Trump is guilty of doing something with these underage girls.
Yeah, or he's got a lot of affiliations of very rich and powerful people that are connected to him that have done it. I'm not saying I wouldn't even say Trump did anything,
I would
but he's obviously connected at the least.
I would say he did do something, and I'll tell you why. Because
Okay, hold on. We can go back to the thing. Okay.
okay, the one great thing we know, absolutely without a doubt, about Donald Trump is Trump only cares about himself.
Right.
So the to
And
think,
we've seen that with Charlie Kirk, the death. He said that's his best friend. And they're like, oh, how do you feel about Charlie Kirk? It was like a day or two after the death. And he's
yeah,
like, oh, did you see my ballroom over there?
yeah,
Charlie's sad. There's my ballroom.
to think that Trump is doing something that makes himself look a little bad to protect someone else is absolute bullshit. He only cares about himself, which leads me to believe he's the one responsible for raping underage girls that he wants to keep hidden.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
And I hope he sues me, because if he sues me, he'll be deposed.
I know. I wonder what's going to happen with Jack Smith.
I don't know.
Let's see. What's that? Did it start? Oh, that's hold on. That's not the right one again. Let me go back. I'm on 7 now. I'm getting faster, Andy. Okay, give me a second here. I'm going here. 7A. Oh, this is the long one. I'm just gonna
Were they?
look at all that. I'm not gonna even talk about all this stuff, but I'll have it posted in the description. Okay.
I don't even see those anymore. Like, did he?
Well, I'll start at the beginning. He goes, Congress passed the one big beautiful
Oh,
bill,
no, you
thereby
don't.
delivering the largest tax cut.
Oh my God, you don't need to read the whole thing.
No, I'm just reading the first paragraph, Andy,
Oh, okay.
for the viewers and listeners. Congress passed the one big beautiful bill, thereby delivering the largest tax cut in American history, increasing American tax home pay by as much as 13,300, terminating benefits for at least 1.4 million illegal immigrants. Dude, this was like 20 pages. He posted this. Let me get back to the regular. No, he posted this like within minutes of that last reply. Okay. And this thing's long. This is more advanced than textbook. A person does not write like that. A person does not talk like that.
Yeah.
This is definitely a copy and paste from some website that says when you're when your far left lunatic friends start talking politics to you about progressive liberalism or whatever, throw this in their face, and there'll be so much of it they won't know what to do. It'll be 6-7, Andy, 6-7.
7.
You know what I mean? But this is just it's just a plethora. It's just a word vomit of stuff, and it's just not all the facts. Like he wrote down more than the congressmen and senators were able to read.
Yeah, but even that first paragraph you read is based on total lies. Like, I mean, it is the biggest. Wait, what increasing Americans take home? Yeah, it is one of the biggest tax cuts in American history, but it only benefits 1% of the population. It only benefits the rich. My taxes didn't go down. My taxes didn't go down back in his first term, the first time he cut taxes for the rich. It's only cutting taxes for the rich.
Yeah,
And then
right.
it implies, without any evidence, that 1.4 million illegal immigrants are gaming the system. There's no context to it. There's no evidence behind it. It's just lies.
I know. I mean, I don't even know how one person can absorb all this stuff, the information. So I bet this is all copy and paste from some far right
I can't even
website.
get any benefits in America.
What's that?
I said I can't even get any benefits in America.
No. And then let's see what he ended with here. because it was 7C, 7 it went to, like, 7D. Uh, he finally wrapped it up. This is just some of his accomplishments since he took office. Because I asked the question, what are some of your favorite policies that Trump has, litigated since he's taken the second term in office this year? That
Yeah.
was my question in the comments. Like, what are some of his favorite policies that has benefited you and your family?
So he went to the
He gave
Trump.
me this list of just,
He went to the Trump website
actual
and
yeah,
copied
like,
and
did
pasted.
Carol is that on the, like, the actual White you think that's on the White House's website?
I don't know.
This is something like Carolyn Levitt would copy and paste, I feel like. And
Oh,
then he says, "This is just some of his accomplishments since he took office." It was so many, I had to copy and paste. I bet you did.
yeah.
But where? Like, the Carolyn Levitt website? W There will be much more to come over the next 3 years, Andy. I can keep you updated if you like. I can DM you my address for the T-shirt if you want, because I asked them about I'll send them a T-shirt from No Kings protest.
Uh,
So what do you think about that?
uh, it's frustrating because you can't teach people who already know the facts that aren't based on facts.
Right.
Like you can't confront them with evidence because they
Yeah.
already have this in their mind.
Yeah, they keep writing this stuff. I'm gonna say my breath. Like, I had a little more of this, but I was just like, yeah, either they're gonna want to or not to, they're gonna listen, not listen. They're just gonna like whatever I say sounds like this, and whatever they send back to me sounds like this because they're copying and pasting. And I'm like, there is no way, I don't care how smart you are, there is no way your brain can ingest all that stuff he just copied and pasted.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
really understanding the facts of it and which ones are correct and which ones are incorrect
Right.
or fabricated or sensationalized or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, even things when it benefits me, it's something that progressive or one of our politicians will do. I still want to check the facts, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's the whole thing. It's like even for the people we vote for, and I think a lot of people that are friends with us or affiliated with us feel the same way. Just because we voted for you doesn't mean we agree with everything you say or do. Your choice, you can still make bad choices,
Uh,
and we can be pissed. It's just like when you read, like when you rooted for the Patriots. I know Tom Brady couldn't, always make the TD pass, Hail Mary every single time.
he mostly did, but
Okay, I knew you were going to say that. Okay, God, you're so MAGA. But there was times when he intercepted, you got mad at him, or he just had some bad games or something, right?
he certainly did.
Yeah, but there's other people that you like too who can really drop the ball sometimes, have lost a game for you, but you still like them, right?
Yeah, especially this Drake May guy. This guy from North Carolina. Woo,
Yeah, but the
big-
politicians are the same way too. It's just not they're everything they touch isn't gold.
Oh,
They
listen,
they rust things a lot too.
you know how hard it was for me to vote for Kamala Harris?
I can imagine, yeah.
Oh, I did not. There's nothing exciting about her or her candidacy or her policies. But
Who would you voted for if you had a choice between Satan and Donald Trump?
that's a tough one. Satan. Sometimes the devil you don't know is more dangerous, but sometimes he's better. You know.
Or at least you know Satan's coming, right?
Well, Satan isn't real, so I definitely vote for him over Donald Trump.
Okay, so then, I can't remember what I did here. Hold on here. Did I
Does that conversation ever end?
it's gonna end. I'm gonna run through it real quick, okay?
Okay.
It says another answer to one of your questions. My girlfriend is a type 1 diabetic. Under Biden, her insulin and insulin pump supplies were over $700 per month. Earlier this year, it started costing her $105 per month. It was not her private insurance that caused this significant change, but the policies that Trump mandated. I have other issues that I could share with you about his actions and how they have impacted me and the ones I love. But I feel this is one of the best examples of how I can continue to answer your questions. Please feel free to answer any of my previous questions. I haven't had time. He keeps posting them. Like, this is like, dude, you've written more, like, especially when you copy and paste things. I'm actually like writing my own messages on a phone when I was on a phone at the time.
It would be interesting to know how truthful he's being there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where to begin, but you could spend some time looking up, if there was a significant drop in insulin pump supplies.
It says I did, and it said that is a drastic change, and they don't have any proof of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But there's some truth to this, but there's a lot. They said there's also a lot of complexity too on top of it.
Yeah.
Especially with the changes and everything. And it depends on where you live, your insurance, what type of insulin you get, and things like that.
Right.
There's all kinds of factors. So let's go here.
Interesting also to ask him if this benefited his wife, but it were to hurt people with type 2 diabetes or something like that, would it be a good thing still?
Oh no! I mean, I've had a lot of my family have type 1 diabetes. Both my grandfathers did, grandmother, great grandparents. My father, he died from it too. So I feel for him there. So, but it goes up and down. It's mostly the pharmacies, I guess, the corporations dealing with here. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to rush this through. So I know you're getting tired here. So let me see if I write. Okay, I said here. I said to the person, this is maybe responding. I don't know. I was on my iPhone walking Maverick at the time. Maybe then I should sell off all my Biden hats, watches, steaks, waters, NFTs, meme coins, and Biden Bibles. Damn it, person. How did someone go? Another person goes, how are you attending a no kings protest in a fascist regime? Be peaceful, be respectful, and you'll protest under an umbrella of freedom and free speech. Then go home early, safely afterwards in a kingless country. Another MAGA person. Being funny, but being funny, Hope you are well, brother.
So it's only fascism if he ends all things immediately. There's no like downward into fascism.
It either
happens or
by a monarch or a fascist until it happens. Until they rule themselves the fascist or king.
So when Hitler came to power, just as an example, in the early 30s, at what point did he become fascist? Was it, September 1st, 1939, when he invaded Poland? That was when he went bad, or was he bad right in the beginning?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of people had these same arguments back then.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, like he's not yet. Wait till he becomes one, and then
who loved this?
I know. Oh, and then this is another person here says, Merlin, don't be ludicrous. In any of these countries, a post like that would have gotten you arrested, or at least, the very least, censored. And yet it wasn't. Yet you are free to speak your mind, and because of that, we will always have crisis actors perpetrating staged rage bait campaigns against law enforcement in order to capture clips which can be cross-posted to fan the flames of partisan politics and outrage campaigns. It's not what it looks like.
See, this is bullshit too, because the first thing he says, in any of these countries, a post like this would have gotten you arrested. There are some where that is a problem, yes. But you were in Hungary. Were anybody allowed to talk about Orban?
Well, I mean, under the breath, I guess. Obviously, yeah.
But weren't they selling T-shirts that were?
They were selling T-shirts, yeah, at the market.
And that's so there's one of your countries right there who people didn't get
Oh
arrested.
yeah, no, people were actually talking to me about Orban there,
Yeah,
like personally. Yeah, they were like because they kind of knew what my ideology was, so I think they felt kind of relieved
yeah,
because I think a lot of the people who were on the cruise with me were definitely from the Midwest and South, and definitely probably on the right wing scale.
yeah.
And then they see Maria, they see me with my bracelets and I don't know, my AOC shirt they're wearing in Hungary and Budapest, and they're like, "Oh, man," like, and they would tell me like these dry jokes constantly, and
They
I would be the only person in the van laughing because I'd get these jokes, these dry witted jabs about
they
Orban or
were
Trump.
offended that you were a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah, and I had my Swiftie bracelet, friendship bracelets on. And so that made them the tourists or the bus drivers, the tour guides happy, and so they would start making jokes to me more and more and
Yeah,
asking questions. And then I learned a lot going to, Eastern Europe and Germany this year. It's like, Trump isn't a fan over there either at all.
yeah. No, no
Even
one.
with the conservative people, they do not like him.
Yeah.
They think he's an idiot, actually. Just a
Well,
total
he is.
local fool.
The real question is about this administration, and history will, I guess, be the judge. But is he being taken advantage of in
Yes,
his
I think so.
old dumb state, or is he actually the monster that he like is showing himself to be?
I think it's a little of both.
Yeah,
I think they did create a Frankenstein's monster, but then that Frankenstein's monster created a spawn, and now the spawn is eating it.
and what does it have to do with 6-7?
I don't know, 6'7", there's oh my god, was 666, 777? I don't know. But no, I think that's what's happening because they know that that it's that's on its last leg.
Yeah,
And what do we do? So I mean, there's tragedy and there's comedy all wrapped in one about this whole term, what's going on now with Trump and his regime. That this is my theory, Andy, is
yeah,
that yeah, Trump I think started getting signs of dementia and mental illness 5 6 years ago.
yeah,
Um, because I also have a family member too who's going through the same stuff, and let me tell you, like, I saw a little like, I can see the same signs, and I've had friends whose family who have had parents that also are going through Alzheimer's dementia, and I've been around those people, and
yeah,
I've heard the stories because I'm having to deal with myself, and I see those same stages with Trump.
yeah,
So, people are in total denial if they don't see it because I'm seeing it big time, and it's out like, it's bad, dude. And now I think he's got all the wrong people associated with him. Like at first he was like the real Trump in the first 4 years. You know, he had, you know, um, good actually, pretty good people around him who would tell him no is no. Like you
yeah,
can't do that. You should not do that. That's a bad idea, dude. And I think through those last couple, maybe that last year, that last term, that last campaign when he lost the election, and everything, I think he just like went more mental after all that. And he started getting people that were taking advantage of the situation and him. And they're like, what can we do? And some of these people are, heavy rollers who have a lot of money who are probably involved in the Epstein, case, who are probably billionaire donors, right?
oh
Who
yeah,
some of the richest people. And they're like, dude, you've got to get us off these files. You need to help us with the taxes. You need to do this. So we're going to pour everything we can to make sure you win. You know, cheat or do it fairly, cheat, whatever it takes, life or death.
right, yeah,
We'll do. We're all going to pitch in, and the other people who don't will threaten them because we've got to save our asses, and we've got to take our money, right? And we'll help you, man. And then they see this rapid decline, which we see in real time, folks. We're seeing in real time. And they're panicking. So they're having to expedite all this Project 2025 and this authoritarian rule before he just becomes a vegetable or passes away.
Yeah.
Because he is the face of the cult. He is the cult of personality.
Yeah.
And without the cult of personality, you don't have anything. You don't see many of these other cults. I mean, of course, they all committed suicide together, but some of the ones that where they had, a living person and it was just a weird cult or something like that. When that person leaves or dies, they can't have any. They usually don't have anyone else replacing them because that person doesn't have the charisma that real cult leader had. And so everybody kind of wakes up from the hypnosis, from the trance, right?
Well, let's hope it happens or somehow.
And they're like, "What the hell was that, man? Like, who's this Just Dance Vance guy? Who's this Doctor Evil guy? That's always listen here.
Just Dance
We
Vance.
are going to get the left terrorist." And JD Vance is like,
Someone should ask
they're just kids. They're 4-year-old kids. Give them a break, man. They goof off.
Somebody should ask Stephen Miller to do this. No, the Doctor Evil.
I mean, does he not like Dr. Evil? And he always squints and he just looks like he ate a lemon.
Yeah, he's the worst.
And then let's finalize here so we can conclude all this and wrap it up. 9, 10. I think then 10. Oh yeah, this is my final reply. So this is what I said at the end. I said, "Love your condescending opener," laughing out loud. He's a crook mafia boss who cheated on all his wives, committed many crimes, and best friends with Epstein. How much more do you need? And he suppresses media and the people who don't like him. Sorry, you can tell I was writing on my phone fast. I was maverick. He's a mafia boss in full effect and racist. So are you down with that? So there you go.
Damn, this is why we should stay off Facebook.
I know, right? Right?
Less
But it's therapy. Yeah, I can just keep going and it's never gonna end. Like these people are set, and I'm just like, how is this the upside down world, Andy?
I don't know.
Like, and then you start feeling crazy yourself too. Like, if what I'm believing in and seeing and doing all fake? Is it all a charade?
Yeah, no, I hear you, but I don't think.
Am I being lied to? Am I being in a hypnotic state and following a cult?
No.
Am I crazy?
Maybe a little bit, but for other reasons.
Yeah. But don't you feel like that way at times too? You think a lot of our friends, the people that we know, feel that way?
Yeah, definitely.
But and then I think a lot of these people, a couple of those people actually live in big cities, which I'm surprised about. But the main person lives like in the mountains of North Carolina.
Yeah. So it doesn't have much contact with people outside of his own small community.
Yeah, even where I grew up, the same thing, right? Probably where you grew up too, right?
Yeah.
And then you come and you're like, that's why a city's a city and the rural area is the rural area, right? Like the suburbs, the suburbs, because of space.
Yeah.
When you live around people, even if you don't like them or whatever, you're forced to start liking them, or else you have to like leave the city.
Yeah, or just
If you don't get along with people who aren't like you, who aren't like cookie cutter exactly like you, and fit the same ideology and personality, then you're screwed.
yeah, or you just don't talk to anybody. You stay in your house the whole time.
And how long did you do that until you met me?
No, I got out. My community was not very diverse.
No, mine either. But it's just like You have to like people. And it's also fun. You finally get to see how much enjoyment it is to learn about other people, like how they live, their culture, where they grew up, what they like and don't like. And then you start finding out y'all all have something in common.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the gist of it, all right. And I think we're just very I think a lot of us, the reason we are on the left side, we're just more we're, and I think that's why you see most artists on the left because you have to be compassionate and more empathetic and sympathetic towards people.
Yeah.
And man, not and a lot of people say they are, and I'm sure they are. You're probably that to your closest friends and your immediate family.
But not strangers or
No,
from
no,
other countries.
no. You know, and I know people. You're still cordial and super nice to people, but you don't ever try to figure what it's like being in their shoes. Like, what
Yeah.
makes them the way they are, right? And I think, we work in filmmaking, and even when doesn't matter if you're a writer, actor, or a filmmaker, or a DJ, or whatever, you want to understand why people are the way they are as a group or an individual, right?
For sure.
And then you start learning about people, and then you start learning about yourself. I think this is getting deep, Andy.
Therapy helps with that.
You're right, right, right. So this was great. Thank you, Andy. Did you have some good therapy? How much do I owe you for this therapy session?
This one probably like 1,000.
Okay, I'll pay you tomorrow at the protest, okay?
Thank God, I need some money.
Okay. So anyway, make sure y'all guys subscribe to We Are All Gonna Die. We also do a podcast. The link of the podcast is below. You can listen to it in your car or when you're mowing the lawn or you're at your next protest, No Kings. Also, the link to No Kings will be in the description. So hit the like button, leave some comments. What do you think about the comments made on Facebook and my friends' replies and my reply? What did I say right or wrong? What did they say right or wrong? Help me out. Help me figure all this out, and Andy, so we can talk about it on our future shows. If you hit that bell button, right, Andy?
Right.
So we're headed over to No Kings tomorrow, and we'll see y'all on the next show. Bye, everybody. 6-7, Andy. 6-7.
Hey, they're freaks. It's time again. Andy and Merlin, your cursed best friends. Flames rise high. Don't even try. 'Cause we're all gonna